Welcome back to First Strike. Here I've got MMA Jeff, Subhuman Gaucho, the apex predators of the octagon here with sports money. Going to give you 3 fight breakdowns, some best bets, some ways to go attack the UFC Fight Night fight card. El Noche, Diego Lopes, John Silva. Fighting nerd alert. Fighting nerd alert. We saw what happened last week, and it will be a celebration of Mexican independence, celebrating that Mexican fighting spirit. MMA Jeff, will you drink a Modelo for this UFC fight card?
I think we all know what I'll be drinking, and it certainly won't be Modelo, but still looks like to be a pretty banger of a card here. We're going to get into a couple of these next few cards coming through the fall here that are going to be pretty kick-ass in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. I think Noche in San Antonio. I'm a little disappointed it's not in Mexico, but it is what it is. Should still be a good card, and I'm looking forward to it.
Subhuman Gaucho, how will you celebrate the Mexican fighting spirit for this Saturday's card? Modelo or no?
Bust out the tequila, maybe get the margaritas going or something like that. It should be fun, man. Noche is usually a good show, so I'm looking forward to it.
The Sphere last year was really groundbreaking, set the tone for what they can really do with some of those dynamic graphics here. But this card starts Saturday in San Antonio. It's going to be a 3:15-ish start. We'll see what they finally come up to for an official number. But hey, we've got 3 fights to give you guys some best betting action to take a look at. We're trying to help you beat the lines, give you some insight. Maybe you'll want to parlay a few of these together between the First Strike show here and the VB MMA Picks and Ramon Scott show. We'll have about half the card broken down. It's a 14-fight card here. It's going to be a lot of fun. MMA Jeff's going to kick us off. He's going to talk to us about Luna and Lee. Jeff, the floor is yours. Talk to us about your Mexican fighting spirit.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I'm looking forward to this here. We've got Santiago Luna versus Quang Lee. This should be a pretty exciting fight, in my opinion. You got Luna, a 21-year-old unranked fighter in the featherweight division. He's fighting 33-year-old Quang Lee, who's obviously he's got 12 years difference on him. He's a bantamweight, ranked 69th in worldwide. So you got an unranked fighter versus a worldwide ranked fighter. I think it's going to be an exciting one. You got Luna coming in. He's got a slight height advantage here, a couple inches. He's 6-0 as a pro. He's finished every opponent he's fought as a pro. Now, these could be cans he's crushing out there, but nonetheless, he's getting finishes. He's getting both subs and KO finishes. So the guy can do it all out there. He's a powerful striker. He's got a pretty tested chin. I know he's taken a couple of shots, back in his last couple of fights. He's managed to get tested and proven to be able to get out of it and withstand some solid hits. He's got great speed. He shows a tendency to get a little wild from time to time. So hopefully he doesn't get out of hand here with Quang Lee, who I'll go over here in just a minute. But he's an orthodox fighter, and he doesn't mind getting into the grappling exchanges. He's taking on Quang Lee from he's a Vietnamese fighter fighting and living in Minnesota. I think he's 9-2 as a pro. 7 of those wins came in the LFA. He's coming in off a performance of the night with his last win or his first win, I should say, in the UFC, coming in off a lackluster 0-2 start. He didn't really start out too well, obviously 0-2 in the UFC, but he did manage that performance of the night, and I think that might springboard him to get a little more confidence against some of these better fighters and fighting a guy that's fighting his first UFC fight in Luna. I think this might just be his fight. He likes to press forward too. He likes to pressure his opponents, and he's not afraid to throw some strikes and while he's doing it. So he's going to probably, he's a fast fighter, so I think he's going to work some leg kicks on the outside, trying to get in and then throw some volume once he gets in that range. I'll tell you what, though, I see this as a very exciting fight between the speed and the skill of both these guys. There was some tape to check, and they're pretty exciting fighters for the most part. I see a lot of action in this one. I think it's going to be fun to see if Luna can get this one done against a somewhat tested UFC fighter, but a guy certainly that's better than some of the guys he's been crushing in these minor leagues, these regional promotions. However this one plays out, I don't see it going to the judges. I think this one's going to finish. I'm not sure how it's going to finish, and I'm not sure who's going to finish it, but I'm going to go with this one. Fight does not go the distance at -105. I think that's a pretty solid look. Now you got Luna, who's never been finished, but again, with the level of competition he's faced, how could he get finished? He's been going in there crushing dudes first round. I think Lee's going to be a great challenge for him. So yeah, I'm going to roll with Luna. Well, this fight in general does not go the distance at -105. I see Mike's taking us to the number 20 ranked Hernandez versus number 24 ranked Ferreira. Mike, how are we getting paid?
Thanks, Jeff. Look, last week we had a big banger, the main event. We got that big plus money, got even wider as we moved into that actual main event time, and got to take a step back. You can't see the picture frame if you're standing too darn close to the thing. And I'm going to tell you, this is another spot that we have a similar situation. There's a couple of stats that I look for, right? Some of these involve things like we saw the dog in the co-main event cash again last week, 65% plus win ratio out there. We've got the 7-year fighter action that's in play here. Another thing, we talked about this last week with everybody hammering on, Bralo. Everyone thought this is the guy and he's the gift. And look, we talked about he's just too busy. He's spread too thin. And we talked a little bit about, frankly, he's a dog for a reason. And I think we've got a similar situation going on with this Alexander Hernandez spot. Everyone wants to get involved on the Diego Ferreira business. What did Baralo say after last week's loss? What did he blame it on? Well, he said, cut too much weight. I messed up. Guess what? We talked about that as another angle as well. Some of the things you have to read between the lines. Diego gets himself ready for UFC 319. Now, can argue and say this on the other side of things. Alexander Hernandez goes out there, he's fighting Chase Hooper on top of all things. And for a guy that likes to grapple, certainly KO'd him, made it look like it was night, and a fighter that's starting to take his form here at 32 years old. On the other side of things, Diego getting ready for UFC 319. So is there that quick turnaround and weight cut? There is, but it does exist on both sides of the house here. So I guess I got to look at this thing and just kind of dig a little bit deeper. I'm looking at this saying, okay, one guy's 40 years old. He's cutting weight again. If there's going to be the advantage, I got to go to the younger guy in that quick turnaround weight cut. Didn't get touched up at all. And this guy asked to be involved in the quick turnaround spot for the San Antonio card. He's motivated. He's coming in. He's fought in San Antonio before. And maybe you could argue when you look at the tape, he lost that fight. But guess what? JF at its finest, and he goes out there and gets that win. Now, where do I think this opportunity exists? Well, he probably wants to stand and bang because Vieta can certainly grapple, and that creates the submission opportunity. But I think we have a situation where this guy's fired up. Tough to game plan when you just saw a guy that is also dangerous on the ground in his own right. And he goes out there and stands and bangs and knocks out Chase Hooper. I think we got a guy that's coming into form. I think we got a guy that's falling out of form. I think you guys are doing it again. And I love it. Continue to bang away and make Hernandez a bigger dog because I will get myself that money. But the way I see this fight going down is Hernandez, give me the option for round 3 or the decision at plus 220. I do believe this thing ends up going decision overall. I think we might see a situation, though, with this weight cut turnaround that both guys gas. And by the end of the 3rd round, it's just real sloppy. And we'll go to the hometown boy. Now you could say, look, it is out of Texas as well. I got it. McAllen, Texas, but not San Antonio. Not the old Alamo. Give me for Hernandez here, round 3 or the decision, plus 220. I think a great way to play this is to attack the decision prop as well. But the odds, the return, you're getting so much more value for your buck with the option to have that late finish in there. And I like this spot for Hernandez. Quick turnaround. He wants it. He's motivated. He's fired up. The public keeps dummying up this line. I'll take a shot at it, and I'll take it again when it gets to game night. So that's the way we're going to get paid. We're going to go back to the man who loves the curtain jerker. Subhuman Gaucho is going to open the card up for us here. We got a battle. We got a championship clash, Sub. Can't wait to talk about it.
Well, great stuff, boys. Yeah, really looking forward to the debut of Luna here, man. Fun kid. And a couple debuting fighters here as well. Because this is the tough finale here in our curtain jerker. Yeah, fun fight here. Both these guys, still young yet. I think they've got some potential. Probably both deserve to be here, really. But on the Donchenko side, we've got the Ukrainian coming in with a, pardon me, a pretty good record. Just 2 losses, and one of them to Ulu. He ended up avenging. probably had the harder strength of schedule when it came to the Ultimate Fighter, but he got through it and looked pretty darn good doing it. Clearly, he's improving. I mentioned him getting that, avenging that loss to Ulu. During some of his time at Niza there, which is where that first loss happened. He's kind of fighting close with guys with kind of 500-ish records. So that's not especially bullish, but as I said, clearly improving. Probably a primary striker, I would say, but pretty darn well-rounded. In that Ulu fight, he was taken down in top times in his loss, but in his victory, he turned the table. So he ended up taking the back and getting a rear naked choke of his own. So I do understand why Donchenko comes in as a favorite, although I think this line's pretty wide. On the Sezinando side, he has had, I think, the better level of competition, despite kind of having the easier path on the Ultimate Fighter. A couple of regional championships on his record out there in BFL, firstly, where he ended up defending, and then Samurai. So good level of competition. And where Donchenko is a primary striker, Sezinando is a primary BJJ guy, I would say. Pretty decent wrestling, but he really shines in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a black belt, and I think he's going to have a pretty sizable edge there if he can get on top. And I like him to get on top here. Can understand, like I said, why Donchenko would maybe be a slight favorite, but the one thing that I like here, speaking of the Ultimate Fighter, I think you kind of got to take this narrative into account, which is Daniel Cormier coached both these guys on the Ultimate Fighter, so he's going to be very familiar with Donchenko's game. And Sezinando has been training at AKA, but he will be training under Daniel Cormier at the academy in this fight. So I expect Daniel Cormier is going to have him putting the wrestling shoes on early and often throughout this camp, and that he's going to have a little bit of an edge if he can get on top. I think he's very live for a submission, and at plus 700, I'll definitely take a taste of that. But yeah, give me some Sezinando here, and give me the dog in this Ultimate Fighter finale to open up the card. Looking forward to it. See everybody Saturday.
Great job, gentlemen. Appreciate everybody tuning in and listening to the fight breakdowns out there. It's going to be a fun card. It's a full card. It's an early card. It's all the things we like. We have some action. We have the opportunity for violence. We're coming off a big Dana White Contender Series, man. That was a great show to see all those KOs, and hopefully it carries into this El Noche card here. MMA Jeff, tell them what's going on and where they can find you.
You could find me over at Winnable and on X, MMA Jeff 19. And yeah, let's have a kick-ass card this weekend, and good luck, everybody.
Subhuman Gaucho. It's going to be fun on Saturday. I'm looking forward to, maybe I'll join you in the margarita front, but tell them what's cooking. Tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, looking forward to the margaritas. Yeah, reach out on twitter.com. You can find me there. Subhuman Gaucho with 2 O's. And yeah, hoping to do some soccer stuff. So I have some stuff on Twitter, have some stuff here, and really looking forward to the return of the Euros here.
We have a great time ahead. We've got college football, UFC, EPL, soccer galore. We've got Major League Baseball wrapping up, and we're just a couple of weeks away. September 20th, somebody said today, NHL hockey will be back. So I'm excited. Can't wait to spend the fall with you guys. Make sure you smash the thumbs up, turn the notifications on so we drop videos. You get that content, get those best lines as soon as we can get them out there. And of course, leave a comment out there with your favorite fight of the night. You can find me at PimpSlapPod on X. Support me over at Winnable at Mikey Money. And we'll see you guys live on Saturday. Have a great night. Enjoy watching the show, and we'll see you soon. Take care.